How are we all this afternoon? Well, that's great. I would just like to ask, so I know where you are there anybody here that has their own business? Yes? Oh, okay. Most of you then are interested in finding out ways that you can create an income through what you already know, yes? And you can, very simply, because there are ways that we can find out what you have that other people want to know more of. Now, some of you possibly think that you're not an expert. Why would anybody think of you as an expert? I guarantee, and it has actually been proven, that when you wake up in the morning, there are a group of people that know 99% less of what you know. And there is also a large proportion of that group that will do anything to learn more. So if you can find out ways to take that knowledge that you already have and that other people want to know more of and put that into an information product. So does anybody know or understand what an information product is? No, you don't know. An information product is, generally a lot of people think of them as the good old e-book that you just download off the internet. My version of an information product is anything that works from one person to many. So it could be an e-book, it could be a special report, it could be a teleseminar series, a live event where you're standing on the stage speaking to many people. It could be a seminar, it could be a quiz, a game, pack of game cards, deck of cards. There are just I've got now I think 85 different formats for you to create information products is. So let me just ask you a question. If you were a parent and you had a toddler that was throwing temper tantrums all the time, would you be interested in just Googling on your computer how to tame temper tantrums in my 2-year-old? And you just type in something like that and you'll get all these websites come up that have got special reports, or they've got information that they're sharing with you how you can quickly tame those temper tantrums. Now that's because somebody had that expertise or had that knowledge, and they've just taken that knowledge out of their head and they've turned it into a product which they have selling online, or it could be a free product. Free products are great because they make you lots of money. You're probably wondering how, but I'll get into that later. I think to understand the history of how we can move forward today is to take you back to the agrarian age. Now, the agrarian age was a time when all the wealth was owned by property owners, real estate. They had to have land or farms, and the only way they could become wealthy was to have a farm. And in the agrarian age, if somebody, their future was really determined by what their father was. So if their father was a stonemason, the children ended up being stonemasons. Okay? Whereas then you moved into the industrial age, and the industrial age changed everything. From the wealth was not owned by the farm owners, but instead was owned by the factory owners. And it was during the industrial age that people could go to university, they could get an education, and they could really choose whatever area for their future. They didn't have to do what their father did. So in the industrial age, it was the factory owners and all those industrialists that actually made the money. However, today we are in the information age. And in the information age, anybody can make money. There's no control over it being the industrialists, the factory owners, the governments, or the media magnates. It doesn't matter. Anybody has the potential to make multiple streams of passive income by turning your knowledge into products. And I'm going to be showing you how to do that very shortly. So with an information product, what I get people to do, I coach a lot of clients, and what I do is I find out where their expertise lies. Now that person may be a fitness coach, maybe a parenting coach, maybe a florist, could be somebody in real estate, could be a financial advisor. So if I was just to say to somebody, if you were in real estate, don't you think people would be interested in knowing 10 tips to buying my first home? Or perhaps 7 mistakes to avoid when buying your first home. Now that real estate person has that knowledge up there, but it's just a matter of getting it out of their head and putting it into a product. That product could be a written special report. Or you don't like to write. A lot of people don't like to write, or they become overwhelmed because they just don't know where to start. Everybody can speak. So what you can do is speak your knowledge into a telephone. We've all got a telephone and we can all speak, and especially I coach women in business, and women are really good at speaking. They have no trouble. So you can pick up a phone and you can dial a number which is a bridge line that can record your talking on the phone and then send you the MP3 file. Immediately you've got a downloadable audio product. Does that make sense? With me so far? Okay, so I've spoken into this telephone and I've created an MP3 file. I can then burn that onto a CD. So I've then got a CD. I could then send it off to get it transcribed. Now what that means is there are people out there that purely make a living from listening to people's audios and typing it. So you've just spoken into a phone, you've got a CD, you've sent it off, it's now been transcribed, so you've now got a Word document. And that Word document you can create to a PDF file. Very simple, it's all free programs on the internet. Turn it into a PDF file, you've got an ebook. Do 2 or 3 and you can do a series. See how easy it is? So it is really very simple, but it's a matter of finding the courage and the confidence, because people today tend to think, I'm not an expert. Who's going to want to know what I know? I don't know where to start. It's going to cost me a lot of money. You can do all these steps for free, because all these programs to convert your files to MP3s, to PDFs, to whatever, they're all available on the internet for free. I'd just like to tell you a little story about me and how I got started in this business. I was actually in the corporate world, and I had been for many, many years. And I had an accident, fell downstairs and broke my back in 3 places. I was told I would never walk again. Medical profession said, you'll never walk again. So I don't know if you can imagine being in that situation where I was flat on my back for 6 months, and I got so low, I thought, what is the point? What's the point of even being here? Because my family have to do everything for me, dress me, feed me, bath me, take me to the toilet. Well, not even that, because it didn't get that far. However, I was laying there and I thought, this is ridiculous. What can I do to turn my life around? So I did a lot of mindset work. And by working on my mind and telling myself I can get better, I can walk, and visualizing myself being able to walk and being able to lead a normal life, in that time I wrote 3 books, which are these pink books down here.